Hello, everybody. My name is Kenya Key. First of all, I have some important news about President's Duel. First of all, thank you so much. You have absolutely no idea how amazing this has been for me. About everyone just sticking with me and just watching President's Duel. And I know you guys have been really patient. I know I've had a bunch of PC issues, and you guys have basically been forced to just sit through that. So thank you so much for sticking with me. But I have some really unfortunate news about President's Duel. So the AI service that I use, PlayHT, is unfortunately going to be closing down in December. And they're also not letting anyone renew their credits. Luckily, I still have enough credits to finish season one. There's going to be 2 episodes left. There's one that I'm working on right now and one that I still have to write the script for. But I should still have enough credits to finish that. It's just, unfortunately, I'm going to have to scrap everything else that I have planned. So don't worry, season one is not going to go anywhere. I will finish season one no matter what happens. That is a promise, all right? That is a promise. But unfortunately, I've had a couple of other things planned that I have to scrap. I had this one President's Rank, what was it? I think it was a President's Rank GX Duel Links animations. There's going to be like a fun cameo from Optimus Prime coming into the show. But unfortunately, it's going to have to be scrapped. I was planning a President's Play Pokemon Too Many Types ROM hack that's going to have to be hacked. It's a soul-linked ROM hack that I was doing with Noob. The video is recorded. It's just I haven't generated any voices for it, and unfortunately, that's going to have to be scrapped. But I did have plans for a season two, but unfortunately, I might not scrap it. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but as of right now, season two is going to have to go on a indefinite hiatus. It's just there's no way I can do it with my current setup right now, um, which is really unfortunate. I can try using another AI service. I know that Shai Kong, another President's AI content creator, uses VoxBox. I haven't tried that myself. I could try that. That is an option that I could do, but I'd have to try it out. I could learn how to use Tortoise AI since that's open source, so that can't be shut down. And I also have a 5080 GPU, so that can probably run it. Worst case scenario, I could try using a voice changer and voice everything myself. I have actually done that. I have actually done that for the episode of President's Duel that I'm working on right now. PlayHT does allow you to voice act it yourself and then just use a voice changer. I mean, I'd have to use another voice changer since the entirety of PlayHT is shutting down. Well, they've now renamed to Play AI, but yeah, unfortunately, that's just gonna have to happen. But I will get season one finished. That is an actual promise that I can make. It's just season two. I don't know what's gonna happen. I was planning on having like at the end of season. I'm probably still gonna have this at the end of season one, kind of like the end of Marvel credits thing. But I was planning on having George Washington come up to well, basically, I was kind of have George Washington and JFK be in there, and JFK is gonna be like at the end of the last episode of season one. There's gonna be like a blank black screen, and then you're just gonna hear their voices. And JFK is like, "What the, George Washington? What are you doing here? And what's with that motorcycle?" And George Washington is gonna be like, "John F. Kennedy, it is not yet your time. Come with me." And then just basically imply that his motorcycle is like a time travel motorcycle because, that's a thing in 5Ds and also Back to the Future. So I was planning on doing that, and then I was planning a episode 0 of season 2 where I forgot his name. I think it was Mitt Romney. Might not have been Mitt Romney. It could have been someone else. But the person that ran against Obama in his first term, I was planning on having him be like the president and stuff. And then was like, "Oh boy, it sure is great being the president. I'm gonna chat with my fellow president Kamala Harris." And then so it's gonna be like revealed that they're in a different timeline, and then in that timeline they actually play Card Fight Vanguard, and I was gonna have like a season 0 be a Card Fight Vanguard episode, where George Washington comes to that timeline And then he's like, I'm sorry, Mitt Romney. Your timeline is not real. This is everything you know is a fake. And then Mitt Romney is gonna be like, what? No, this can't be possible. And then they're basically gonna like play Vanguard against each other. And then George Washington's gonna win, and it's gonna be like, I'm sorry, but there is a way to save your timeline. Come with me. And then season two, and then the actual season two opening theme will actually start, and then the three of them will duel against Obama, Trump, and Biden, uh, with like the fate of the world at stake instead of just like a puny tournament this time. And there's gonna be even more guest characters. I was planning on having like actual Sora be a guest character. I know that Riku was a guest character in I think it was episode 4. Darn, I don't remember which episode it was. It's all a blur. It's all a blur. But yeah, I was gonna incorporate action duels. The one of the Yu-Gi-Oh simulators that I use that is not Master Duel has an action duel game mode where basically both players like start with field spells already activated, and then they generate like card action, like action magic uh at the start of the turn and stuff. I tried turbo duels. I really wanted to get turbo duels to work, but let's be completely honest, speed spells are absolutely not usable in modern Yu-Gi-Oh. So I tried so hard, but no, I was gonna have like so in season 2 I was planning on having like them doing turbo duels instead of turbo duels, it's just action duels on motorcycles. Um and then if I learned how to like get a Trump 3D model rig, I was gonna like have a small 3D animation thing and like that I just make in Blender um as like part of the episode. I was also planning on like if I could having the presidents do like a dub of the 5D's English opening, just hyperdrive. That would have been really funny. I don't know if that would get past copyright, but it's just all. I mean, unfortunately, I can't quite. I'm gonna have to change a bunch of stuff if I am going to be doing that. So, and so as of this point, I don't know if I can do that, but at least you'll still be able to get season 1. Season 1 will be finished. I will have to unfortunately get rid of all like the filler episodes, like the president's rank stuff, the uh president's play too many type stuff, and any other stuff that I have in like planned. I also wrote this one like Ace Attorney-esque script of Trump and Biden like being in a courtroom, and then like the mystery of who killed virtual world Nyan Nyan, and then like have guest appearances from Ben Shapiro and Kamala Harris and Joe Rogan, and there's all this like it's one entire courtroom case of which is like similar to Ace Attorney, where like all the clues are there. If you think about it, you can figure out who the actual culprit is before the episode ends. I have the entire script written out. It's just I didn't record it, and unfortunately, it looks like I won't be able to record it with Play HT. So unfortunately, that's gonna have to be scrapped. Unless if I figure some other system out, that's gonna have to be scrapped. But so as of right now, I am basically full steam ahead with season 1. You will be getting less President's content, but you will be getting the finale of President's Duel season 1 sooner, since I'm no longer working on all the side stuff. It's just I won't be able to upload President stuff as often because they take a ridiculous amount of time to make. I think the first episode was like relatively short because that was just me just oh, this cool new AI thing. It looks pretty funny. There's a bunch of people doing it for Pokemon. I haven't seen anyone do it for Yu-Gi-Oh yet, so I'll just do it for Yu-Gi-Oh. And then so that was like supposed to be a one-off thing. It was just Biden versus Trump. Big thanks to Seth for agreeing to do that ridiculous duel with me. That duel is actually 100% unscripted. All the other duels have been scripted. That one is actually unscripted because for that one it didn't matter who won. So you can thank like Seth for choosing to run out the timer for the first episode. That was completely unplanned, but it was the funniest thing ever. And then that actually became a plot point. But yeah, and then I just ran with it, and then I just took the idea of, oh, Obama taking them to Denny's, so I just ran with that, and then it turned into its whole entire series, and then I chose to get him out of the actual duel, because like the first episode, they're basically just hanging out on Discord, so I didn't have to animate anything. But the second episode, I had to animate them going to Denny's and do it, them doing all the stuff and all the extra effects and camera cuts, and that's a part like I just went ham in the editing, so that took a ridiculous amount of time. In the first episode, if you notice, there's like barely any editing in there. It's just like if you notice for Donnie's elemental hero turn, I literally just sped it up. I put it like at times 3 speed, I think, and then I didn't do any cuts in there, so that saved a bunch of editing time. But after that, I decided to just go ham with it. And then the third episode happened with Joker, and then them on the on the ship, and that took so long to do. And then because like you can thank Seth again for agreeing to do this ridiculous scripted remote duel. We had to figure out how remote duels work because none of us had ever done remote duels before. I had to go on Amazon like and buy like one of those gooseneck camera phone holder things, of which like it's just one like wire frame arm thing that you just put your phone on, and then just you put it face down and on your desk, and then you just duel that way. I still use it from time to time, because I just clip it next to my drawer and I use it when I'm in like bed, and I just look up at my phone that's it's still attached to it. It's really silly looking, but it's really convenient. And then the fourth episode happened, and there's like the fourth episode, I just I there's a noticeable, what is it called? Tone difference, right? The fourth episode, I decided that I wanted, you know what? Everyone just does nothing but just nonstop comedy in these episodes. I want to do something serious for once. So the fourth episode has like this giant tone change, which I took. I that was the time that I finally took it seriously. I mean, it's I still put a bunch of jokes there, which I mean, I hope it's funny. I mean, you guys are still watching, so I hope it's funny. Um, but that one's when I actually decided to do like go for more of an emotional angle for that one, and I'm actually really glad that I did. I think it turned out great. That montage sequence in the middle of the episode, actually no, it's not in the middle. At the beginning of the episode, took me like 2 full days of nonstop editing to do, not counting how many like the assets that I had to get beforehand, and not counting like the script writing time for me to write that montage sequence. But I'm really glad that I did it because it was so funny. Uh, but yeah, I honestly I've had a blast making this. This is probably some of like some of the most, if not the most, fun I've ever had on YouTube as like a content creator. It's like all the other stuff was cool, but this is by far the funnest thing that I've ever done. And it's just I'm really bummed out that I won't be able to do it anymore. Well, unless if I like switch services, of which I mean I have to look at that further, but I mean it'll probably survive in some way or another. But unfortunately, after season 1, there's probably gonna have to be like indefinite hiatus as I figure out what to do next. But that will be there. Don't worry. Season 1 is not going anywhere. I still have enough time to do it. I still have enough credits to generate the voices. Um, I have around 500 minutes of voice generation. Well, it's probably gonna like go down to like 480 by the time I'm finished with the current episode I'm working on, and then I have to work on the next episode. But hopefully that should be enough voice generations. And if not, then I'll just use I'll use a voice changer and voice act it myself. So if you notice the president's like sounding slightly different with more exaggerated accents by the towards the end of the episode, then you know what happened. Oh boy. Um but luckily I do know which 2 decks. I mean, I'm not going to say it now because of spoilers, but I do know which 2 decks are going to be in the final episode, and it is not anywhere near as complicated as the decks that I'm using for the second to final episode. Like, I don't know why I did this, but I chose to have the two characters dueling use two of the most complicated decks I've ever played. I don't know why I did it, but probably because I'm dumb, but I decided to do that. But that episode is almost recorded dialogue wise. I still have to edit it, and editing is gonna take like a month minimum. uh, but I'm almost finished generating the voices for that one. So yeah, unfortunately, it's still not going to be airing probably this month, but you will be getting a the Lost President's Duel episode. No, I'm sorry, the Lost President's Rank episode. Big thanks to Ultimate Crease 1017 or 1017, whatever you want your name to be pronounced as, for letting me know. I actually forgot that I had that entire episode completely ready. It's just I didn't publish it because basically I had like 4 months of PC issues, so I completely forgot about it. So a big thanks to him for reminding me about it. Um, but yeah, that's basically the plan going forward. So again, thank you so much. You have no idea how much it means to me for you guys to be sticking with it for this log and for putting up with my really slow upload schedule. Thank you so much for that. You have no idea how much it means to me, but yeah, I think that's basically everything I had to say. So, if you've been watching for this long, I thank you for watching. I've been Kenyaki. You've been beautiful, and I'll see you. And next time, goodbye. President's Rank episode coming out on Wednesday if you're watching this right when it comes out. Bye.